All right, so here it is. This is the big build. That's a 1988 Jeep Comanche. That's my 1995 Jeep Cherokee that I converted into a pickup truck. I'm gonna cut that in half. I'm gonna cut that in half, and I'm gonna put them together. I want to make a crew cab, short bed Jeep Comanche. It's listed 14 inches on 37s, which is what that is. And build something crazy. So I'm going to take you along on the whole thing. I've already done a mountain of research, and I already have everything that I need. I have all the metal that I need to build the frame. I have all the all the components like interior panels and bench seat and everything in there. So that's a completely unmolested bone stock Jeep Comanche, and so it's got all the parts that I need. And then that is obviously my not stock Cherokee. It's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna be a learning experience along the way. I think it's gonna be pretty cool when I have 4 full doors and a real bed on the back, and I could take my family on cool trips like camping trips and stuff like that. And I want this Jeep to be completely road trippable. I want to be able I live in New Jersey. My family lives in South Carolina, so I want to be able to road trip this down south. I want to go to all the Jeep events and stuff like that up here in the Northeast come next year, 2026. So this is going to be a fun project. I have to have this done before my wedding next May because the fiance said I have to, so it's kind of like crunch time. Let's go. I got everything I need except like 1 or 2 things, which I can accrue along the way. So let me show you these Jeeps. So this is my 1995 Cherokee. As you can see, I chopped the back of it. There is the rear door still there. And I ended up using a hatch from a newer model Jeep as the back of the cab. Newer model doors on there. I had to modify a lot to get these to work. They are removable. They pop off like a Jeep Wrangler. I like the older dash better than the newer dashes that come in these. But yeah, you can see like I just literally welded the hatch in. I left everything in it. My dad and I built a wood bed in here. Gas tank and everything's still where it used to be. Built the whole back of it. This is a working tailgate, and when it does come down, it's the same level as the bed. I'm basically gonna cut it here, like right in half. Cut the whole back off. I will reuse that axle and those leaf springs. I will reuse the air shocks that I have in the back of this. I will have to make a new drive shaft. And then as far as this, I'll be taking the bed off of it. I'll be utilizing these doors to like graph into these to make the rear door. As far as all the parts off of this, I really just need the bed, and I really just need the interior panels, like the trim work. I need this. I need these panels. I am not going to use this cab on this build. I have this super mint condition cab that I'm going to be using on this. Zero rust on this thing. It's also not a slider window, thankfully. I did not want a slider window. This is like one of the only cabs I've ever seen that does not have a slider window. It's a solid window, so I'm stoked about that. But it is completely stripped, so it does not have any like interior trim panels. It doesn't have these outer panels. So in reality, when I chopped this Jeep, it was around 2019, and I've always wanted to do a Crewmanche. I found pictures of one online from a gentleman called RSD Fabrication. If you go and look at his build, it's phenomenal. I mean, unbelievable build. It's probably like a SEMA build, to tell you the truth. But I've always wanted that. Fast forward to 2026. I'm finally in a position where I can do that. I also redid the boat too, in terms of the electronics. So that's pretty cool. So we'll make a bunch of videos for that too. You guys love that boat. I don't know what it is. This is all that's left of the floor pan of this. That's underneath the wood bed. All right, let's get these seats out and start taking all the stuff out inside the cab. Let's get hacking. All right, this is literally the first cut. it might shatter this window. Caught them. There's a lot more in there than I thought.
There's right here.
What am I caught on this side? Same thing?
Look.
A bottle in there. What the hell? How the hell do I get it out? What is it a bottle of? What is
Something fluid. I bet it's trans fluid.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Going all the fires. It's like an old whiskey from back in the day.
I think it's a Tito's bottle.
What was that motor for? Is that the window open or something? Or is
That's
that...
the windshield washer motor. Or the windshield motor.
Okay.
Like, everything on that hatch is still there. I was going to make all that work, but then I decided not to. And it's funny, I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, I could have just put the speakers in the damn hatch. Like, why didn't I do that? See, these are things that you realize when you get older after you, like, look at something you built when you were, you know, way long ago. I get a headache of problems trying to get speakers in this thing because I was trying to figure it out. Where am I going to put them? I could have put them in the hatch or in the door. I could have built an insert that could have went in the door. I don't know, whatever.
Hey, well now you know. Now you're doing the next build, so now you can do things like that, make improvements.
It's just funny. It's funny to look at.
You're good. Now it's like a Bronco. It's a Bronco too, or whatever. I built it on purpose. I put it there. I was thinking ahead. There we go. Motorcycle choke cables, and I took all of the vacuum actuators out and hooked them all up each individually to a fucking choke cable. So now if I like want the frost, I like pull one out. If I want feet, I pull the one all the way right out. Works perfect. I don't have to worry about nothing. It's just instant. The second I pull it, boom, it opens up the box in there. All right, so this is what we got going on under here. We got I did a hack-in tap, which is not the right way on how to do a slip yoke eliminator. It's like the cheap version. And then I had a dry shaft made with a combination U-joint from a 1310 to a 1350. So I'm taking the dry shaft out now. And I'll have to disconnect the shocks. I'll have to undo the springs and then roll the axle out. I built this so that the Jeep has something to sit on. I'm going to cut the exhaust right now as well, which is shot anyway. So what a nightmare it was to get that open. That's the first time the door's open since 2018. Huh. Not only did the whole gas tank come out, but the whole like filler neck with the door and everything. I wasn't expecting that to just, you know, fall right out. That's kind of cool. With the door, didn't get mangled. It's all perfect. Alright, so the whole rear is now out of it. Fuel tank's out of it. All these wires are like the harness that would run down to the taillight. I did that on both sides. So all the wiring is now up in there. And the only thing I have to really do now is remove the wiring for the fuel pump up under here. I'm gonna fish that through, and then it's ready to get cut in half. And I think we're gonna cut it. See, everyone saves that wall, so I really think I'm just gonna slice it with the Sawzall, just like right there. I'm gonna slice as much of this as I can, right at the bottom of that. Boom. So I'll get it perfect on both sides. All right, so there it is for right now. I am so close to like actually having it cut. It is cut most of the way. I'm out of time and all my batteries are dead, so to give you an idea. That's how close we are. I mean, it's just, I even cut like this is all cut. That's all cut. This side's pretty much almost fully cut. It's just the floor pan really, which I'll do from in here. You know, I'm gonna cut it, and then obviously the cut's gonna be shit, like the roof. But I'll go in after all of this is out of my way. After this whole entire section's out of my way, I'll go in and I'll actually make a proper, nice, dead straight cut. All right, so at this point, you can kind of see where when I originally chopped this thing and I added, you know, I added like a frame underneath the original. This square here is the original Jeep, like unibody frame. There's one on that side. When I cut the top originally to make this like a short little pickup, it had a lot of flex in it. So I added a frame underneath. Still, part of it is still here, and honestly, it's probably gonna stay. I just got to clear out these to make room for my new frame rail pieces that are basically just big inserts that are going to slide into this, and it'll be welded fully. There is a couple holes I will drill along this as well and weld that in, so that will be strong. I have to completely clean all that mess out, and I'll have to extend these pieces of metal. These will go the whole length of the new cab. But I don't really know where my positioning is going to be until I have those two-door Cherokee doors, because they're 9 inches longer than regular front doors. So I don't really know where my cab is going to land. Traditionally, you would line the striker of the cab up with the back door here, but I'm not going to be doing that because it's going to be longer. So I don't know where to end it up, but yeah, let's take one more look at it. This is where we're at already. That's pretty much going to sum it up for this video. There's a lot more work cutting that in half than I thought it was going to be. So next video, you'll start to see both cleanup and fabrication of the frame itself. See you next time.